Cloud computing is a new way of organizing and managing your IT resources. And they offer a lot of benefits both for enterprises, institutions, and governments, and any other organization which intend to use cloud computing. A particular way in which a cloud can be used is called a deployment model. Depending on the business needs and the requirement, an organization can use cloud computing in a different way. One of the most popular deployment model of cloud computing is called public cloud. As the name suggests, the public clouds are meant for the public, that means entire population. A public cloud is established by a corporation or a government, and the services are offered to the entire population depending on the requirements. Public cloud, like a public transportation, many companies will be operating services in this cloud computing platform, and depending on the interest, for example, suppose you want to interested in using email services, then you can opt for either for Gmail or a Hotmail. Or similarly, if you want to storage devices or storage resources, then actually you can either go to Amazon Web Services or other one. Most of the times actually these services are available freely in the beginning stages, but depending on the consumption rate and quantum, they may also charge you. For example, Amazon charges for storages and other resources. The next alternative deployment model is called private cloud. As the name suggests, private cloud is meant for the internal people. An organization like Microsoft or Google will create a cloud which is meant for the internal people, such as employees and partners. An engineering college can build a private cloud and ask its students and faculty to use it. So private cloud is diametrically opposite to a public cloud, where actually access is restricted. As you can see in the picture, actually cloud is administered, and actually a firewall is in between the user and the internet. So this means only registered or only official people can actually access this. In other words, only permitted authorized people who belong to that organization can use this kind of a cloud called private cloud. An organization always has internal people as well as outside stakeholders. In order to meet the objectives or reaching out to both of them, they have to use a combination of private and public cloud. Such a combination of using private and public cloud depending on the need is called hybrid cloud. As you can see it in the picture, there is a cloud on the left side which is actually meant for internal people like private cloud, and on the other side, on the right side, actually you see a cloud which is meant for the external people like and the stakeholders, consumers, and so on. So a combination which is used and which is derived from combining a private and a public cloud is called a hybrid cloud. Hybrid cloud also is used extensively in within the partners and also other associates. There is another option of cloud computing deployment model called community cloud. As the name suggests, community cloud would mean it's a group of companies or organizations identical or a similar interest. A community cloud is established where several organizations having similar requirements and seek to share infrastructure so as to realize some of the benefits of cloud computing. For example, various departments of government may choose to have their own community cloud. For assume that all the educational departments of all the Indian states will have to create one cloud computing platform so that they can share. With the cost spread over fewer users, what actually happens is public cloud has some security issues. For example, you have to store your data on somebody's data storage devices and all. Private clouds are very expensive. So community cloud gives you a combination so that actually you have a status of a public cloud in terms of actually many organizations participating. Similarly, you have the status of a private cloud because it is not that public as it belongs to a third party.